All right, it's been a bit quiet around here the last week or so because I've been away in Bali at a wedding, taking a bit of time out. And today we're going to put a Webasto heater in this caravan. Tank, probably going to sit in there, I think, for the ideal spot. And this is the client's own Webasto they've supplied. And the heater under the bed somewhere in here. Ideally around where the mounting plate is, with it shooting out down there. So that's the plan for today. We'll get stuck in shortly. One of the first things you need to know about these is that the pump cable comes out through the air intake and there's a slot there for it. So once we've put the mounting plate over it, then we'll slot this out. In case you wonder whether this goes under or over the silicon manifold, obviously goes over, otherwise it wouldn't sit there. Just one of those little tricks as you go. So it comes up looking like that, and then we put the washers over. We got 4 galvanized nuts to go over as well. I might even put a couple of spring washers on there just to make sure it's all nice and tight. The downside of having a collar like this is that you got to get your spanner in here. So rather than be able to drop a flange through and sit a mounting plate over the top of it when you can do everything up with your drill, this one is a bit of spanner work. So just be aware, that's what you're going to be doing if you're doing a Webasto or anything with a welded collar. And there you go, 7mm spanner for the little nuts there, 10mm for the exhaust. So that's all set up. Now we're just going to locate where we're going to mount it inside the van. I've already done a check, there's no water tanks underneath, it's very open. So I'll go and sort that out, then we'll lock it down. All right, so heater is located, screwed down, and we're going to go underneath and do the underneath parts now. From underneath, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to run the exhaust out this way, air intake back towards here. I'm going to put the pump somewhere up here. There's a different construction this caravan, most of the ones I do. And then the batteries are right down the very back. But of course we've got a spare wheel in the way here, which we just need to work around. And this is the Webasto pump. It shows you direction of flow here. Dampener on this side and the inlet where the yellow plug is still on. Okay, so here's how we're coming on. Just going to put a little outlet on the bottom of that exhaust, the muffler, and got the air intake running over here, got the pump connected up. Just got to do the pump wiring now. You get a separate little piece of wire for that and some click-in adapters. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll run some fuel line back to the tank, which is going to be in the front boot. All right, fuel tank in. Just need to tighten up the bottom bolts. We haven't got long enough bolts and just straighten up a bit, but that's in with the fuel line running in behind there, back to the pump, which is underneath. So I'm just going to start doing the wiring now. With the Webastos, you get a fair few more wires. So, for example, your little temperature sensor down there, which I've connected before I forget about it. And then coming out for the power, you got a bunch of wires. Be ideal if they made these with quick disconnects or something like that, so you could actually, you know, you got your fuse box here, you want to be able to drill a hole in the floor just enough to get the wire through. Then we're going to run that back to the battery. All right, this one turned out a little bit more of a mission than anticipated, because the pump wouldn't pump fuel for some reason. So that's the controller up there, but all is working now. And the electrical connection of this one is down the back here. So there you go, coming up through there, batteries in the back, a couple of fuses for the unit. And this was a off-road, one I haven't seen before, blue healer. So it took a couple of goes to get this one going, but she's up and running now. There's a fuel tank there, and we are done.